We're live on the Doug Saravo Show. How is everyone doing today? We're waiting for Brandon Schwartz. We're going to talk sports, baseball, football, basketball, and hockey. Lakers won the NBA championship. Giants and Jets are both 0-10 combined. It's like, wow, what is going on in New York? Adam Gase has to go. Joe Judge is a rookie, so I completely understand where he's coming from with the Giants, but Jets, that's a whole different story. Lots of problems with the New York Jets. Lots of problems. We have Lakers championship. LeBron James got his fourth. We go to the Rays and the Astros. The Rays won that game. They lead their series 2-0. And Dodgers and Braves, Freddie Freeman hit a home run in the top of the first inning. They lead that game 1-0. It's going to be a great series. And NHL draft happened. Free agency happened. Henrik Lundqvist is a Washington Capital. Taylor Hall went to the Buffalo Sabres. So we have a lot of great moves. NBA draft should be happening soon. That should be soon. And free agency too. I'm not sure the exact date of NBA free agency. So I'll look that up for my fans. But lots of great stuff. Sports are going on. Let's just do a quick recap of NFL scores yesterday. Lots of great games, for sure. Besides if you're a Giant and a Jet fan. Obviously, that's pretty disappointing. 0-5, both teams. So yesterday we're going to start with, let's start with the Thursday night game. Bears defeated the Buccaneers 20-19. Texans defeated the Jaguars 30-14. Ravens defeated the Bengals 27-3. Panthers 23-16 over the Falcons. The Falcons fired their GM and their head coach Dan Quinn. Raiders defeated the Chiefs 40-32. Derek Carr, great quarterback. Wouldn't be surprised if he's in the MVP conversation. Great game yesterday. Stats ain't available on Google for some reason, but they had a great second quarter. 21 points scored, 17. So Brandon is on, and Brandon will join us in a few seconds. Going to be a great show for us. Here we go. The legend himself, Brandon, is live. Just give it a few moments, and we got Brandon with us. Brandon, how are you?
How's it going, Doug? Happy
Pretty.
Day to you.
Yeah, happy Columbus Day to you too, buddy. So let's get things started with the Giants and Jets. What a disaster for the New York sport teams.
Oh, it all started Friday night with the Yankees losing to the Rays. It all started with that, and that was a game that the Yankees could have won. And Chapman, Cole shouldn't have given up that. That was a tough home run to give up, but that was a tough loss. The Yankees could have had that game. They could have had that game, but they just blew it. But the Giants too. I mean, just a tough weekend for New York sports. It's really just a tough weekend.
So when are the Jets going to fire Gase? I'm like thinking 0-5. They won I think they won 5 games last year or so. It's like a disaster.
I mean, that team that they have no idea what they're doing. They just don't know how to deal with the management. They don't know what they're doing. And there's going to be a point where they're going to have to fire Adam Gase.
Yeah, but when?
But that's up to the management, and that shows me that the management maybe likes him. Maybe they actually like him more than we, the fans, like him.
Yeah, but there's no wins to show for it.
Right. When it comes to how a coach does, it comes down to your wins, and the Jets don't show nothing, not even close to productive wins.
They're awful. I mean, the Giants I could understand with Joe Judge because he's a rookie. Barkley's hurt. Jones is in his second year. But the Jets are something else. They haven't had a winning season in God knows when. So I'm thinking something has to be done.
Yeah, I mean, this city is tired of losing football already. I mean, it's just enough already. We need, the city's had a tough time lately, and they need to start winning again. They really do, and you know, especially the Jets. I think the Giants are on a better path than the Jets, but still, both teams need to really fix it up with their staff, their their defensive and offensive lines. And I think Daniel Jones could be a productive quarterback.
Oh,
And
I think so too.
Sam Darnold too. They're both they're going to be very good quarterbacks. Just a
Yeah,
matter of time before they actually show that they could be, better, one of the best quarterbacks in the league.
yeah. Because when I play Madden, I play as every team, and I have no one to throw to when I'm the Jets. It's like a disaster. At least with the Giants, I have Slayton, Shepard, Tate, Barkley's healthy in the game, so it's like crazy. They need something to be done.
Absolutely, absolutely, they do really do.
So, what do you think of the Rays and the Astros?
I'm
Rays are up
surprised
2-0 in the
they're up
series.
nothing. I'm really surprised that the Rays are up 2-0. I mean, I people were thinking it'd already be Astros 2-0. And
Yeah, well, the difference is we have the pitching. All the Astros have is Greinke and McCullers.
right, and you got to give it. I mean, the pitching has been really good for Tampa this series so far.
Oh yeah, I'm liking it. I'm liking more
They've
in
held the
Snell.
Astros to less runs. The Astros haven't done what the Astros did to the. There were times where the Astros were like pouring it on at runs, but they're holding them up to good. They're holding them to less runs this series so far. The pitching has been good, and the Rays have, they've closed out games fine. They've held leads, and that's very important, against the Astros. Because with the Astros, they're the kind of team that come back from a deficit, and they could take the lead again. And the Rays have done a very good job in holding leads, which is very good. And they're already 2 games up to nothing, so they got 2 more wins to
Yeah,
get.
two more, and we're in the World Series.
Yeah, but you know what? The Astros, they're going to put a fight into the next couple of games. But listen, it's going to be an interesting next couple of games. We're going to see.
Yeah, I think.
See.
Yeah, I think it's still gonna go 5 or 6.
Uh, yeah, I think it's going to go 6 games because I think the Astros are going to win the next one game. I think the Astros are going to win the next game.
Yeah, I think our bullpen game's gonna be the hardest game to win. But
Yeah,
who
well,
knows?
I think your bullpen is very tough, especially I like that guy Fairbanks, Pete
Oh yeah,
Fairbanks,
he's been good.
very good. He shut down the Yankees. So is who's that other guy? Well, Castillo's rough. He's a tough
Yeah,
guy.
Castillo's good. And I was watching MLB Network. Posey went out with injury. Um, we have like 6 or 7 guys from the bullpen that went out with injury for the year.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think personally the Rays bullpen is better than the Astros bullpen, a little bit better.
So, what do you think about the Dodgers and the Braves series? I think the Braves could win this in 7 games.
I agree with you. I think the Braves can win this series. I think people are underestimating the Braves in the series. All you're hearing is Dodgers going to win. Dodgers going to win. But I don't be surprised if the Braves win this in 6 or 7 games. It's going to be
Yeah, they're looking good, and they're winning right now, 1-0. So, Freddie Freeman with a home run, I believe.
very good. Yeah, and he's having some season. I mean, and good for him, especially this guy you had to feel bad for because he was so nervous when he had COVID. He had 105 fever and he thought he was in danger, and he came all the way back and had a great season after recovering from COVID. So good for
What do
him.
you think
Good
the
for him.
Yankees are going to do this offseason?
I really think the Yankees need to build up their bullpen a little more. They need a couple of stronger bullpen players. I think you thinking Chapman's enough. You think Ottavino's enough. I think they look what happened. Chapman gave up a home run. You know, you need another. You need a. I think you need. I think you need another guy in the bullpen who's an elite, who could be an elite eighth inning guy. So I think they need to build up the bullpen a little more. I think they need a couple of guys like a guy who's like kind of like Castillo, on the lines of like a Castillo or a Fairbanks, somebody on that line. They need like a good eighth inning reliever. I think they could use a couple of more relieving pitchers that could go to the eighth inning. Because I don't know if Chapman has that. I mean, I'm not taking anything away from Chapman, but I think it's time to give some other people a chance with the eighth and ninth inning roles.
Yeah, he seems to choke in the playoffs a lot. You saw it with the Cubs. You saw it with the Yankees last year.
So I think it's time for somebody who's better with the postseason. Maybe he's not meant for the post to closing out postseason games. Maybe he's not meant for that. So it might be time to go for a guy who's meant to close out postseason games. I don't know if he's the guy to complete that role.
So I think this is no. They signed this year. All right, we got to go to 2021. All right. All right. So these are the bullpen free agents. We have Mark Melanson, Ian Kennedy, Zach Britton, David Robertson, Alex Kalame, Dylan Batanzas, Ken Giles, Kirby Yates, Shane Green, Liam Hendricks, and then the closers we have. Uh, they actually fall into the same category. Sean Doolittle, Brandon Workman. So, would you consider signing one of those guys?
I like. I would love. I like a couple of the former Yankees, David Robertson, and I also like Dylan Betances. And even Shane Green is not a bad choice. But in the off season, if I'm Brian Cashman, I might want to go and re-sign David Robertson. I really like his windup. I like his attitude in the game. So yeah, I would go after maybe David Robertson, and if you have enough money, go after Dylan Betances too. That would be two great signings if they could do that. David Robertson, I feel like is meant to be a Yankee. I really do, and I think his career was left short with the Yankees. They got him. He went away to another team for a while. Then they traded him back to the Yankees, but then they got rid of him again. He signed as a free agent, I think, with the Phillies, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
Phillies. And then he
I
got hurt
think
and
he's
then
meant to
lost the
be a Yankee.
closing job.
He does very well with the Yankees. I think he's meant to be a Yankee. The Yankee fans like him a lot. They really do. So I think it'd be great if the Yankees could re-sign David Robinson.
Yeah, because some guys can't perform in other cities. He performs well in New York. So I think that if he wants to get his career restarted, I think that's a good signing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the Yankees are going to go after, there's been rumors about going after another catcher, such as JT Realmuto.
Yeah, but I heard he wants like 200 million.
Nah, nah. I think they should give Chapman another chance. I'm not Chapman, Sanchez another chance. Give him another chance to be their best catcher. And if not, maybe next year you go after, I don't know who the free agents for our next year, the free agents for next year are. But I would give Sanchez another year, a full year, not just 60 games.
Yeah, because 60 games is hard to tell.
I mean, listen, and congratulations to the teams that are going far, who did well with the 60 games, you know. But I think when it comes down to 162 games, that's a lot of games to determine, you know, who who's really good. So I would give Sanchez maybe one more chance to see if he could prove to be the best catcher for the Yankees. And if not, maybe next year, if everything's back to normal and they have regular seasons again, go on the market and look for another catcher.
So
And
the
like Kyle Higashioka too. Maybe Higashioka could fill in as the next catcher.
so you got Wilson Ramos, Jason Castro, James McCann, Mike Zanino, uh, Roberto Perez. I don't think they could replace Sanchez besides Real Muto.
Well, I like Wilson Ramos from the Mets. I don't know if he's a free agent next year or this year. I think he's a good
Yeah,
backup.
this unless no, he has a club option actually. So
So he could stay with the Mets this next season. But if he wants to
yeah,
opt out, he can opt out.
yes. So he's an option, but I think Real Muto could be the answer for the Yankees if they want to.
Well, that would be, and he could do. He's a good catcher himself, and he's a good hitter. So he's a great hitter. So if you could get another power bat in your lineup and have a solid catcher that could do well with the starting pitching, the Yankees hit a grand slam. They really did. But I just don't know how the Yankees want to spend their money. It's going to be a tough. The offseason, I don't know which way the Yankees want to go. Do they want to use it more on pitching? Whether they want
You
to
got
use it.
Trevor Bauer, Marcus Stroman.
Well, yeah, there's been talk about those two guys. But if I had to choose, I would probably rather go for Trevor Bauer because I like, they like his stuff. He's got very good stuff. He's got crazy breaking balls. He's got good, crazy pitches that people have a tough time hitting with. So maybe go after Trevor Bauer as another pitcher.
You think he could handle New York?
Well, that's the question. Um, well, when I was when I actually saw Trevor Bauer pitch in person when he was with the Indians at the Yankee playoff series against the Indians in 2017, and the Yankee fans, well, not that they were rooting for him, but the pressure, the pressure from the New York crowd gave him a hard time. So maybe New York might not be for him. He's better off in like places like Cincinnati or like Kansas City where it's not like a a like a crazy media and crowd. But yeah, I don't know if New York would be for Trevor Bauer. Some places are not meant for pitchers. Like New York's not always meant for pitchers. So we'll see. It's a
I see
lot.
Stroman going to the Yankees.
Stroman, man, that yeah, that
Stroman, I could see. And then Giancarlo Stanton and JD Martinez has a player option.
hoping we get a real 162 game season back. We will see what happens with what Brian Cashman decides to do, because the Yankees, I don't think, ended the season the way they wanted to. They wanted to win that
No,
game.
they wanted a championship. That's what they wanted. They wanted a championship. All right, time to move to some basketball. What do you think this championship means for LeBron's legacy?
Um, it means something, especially this year, because he did say to Kobe Bryant before he died that he will pass on legacy he'll pass his legacy on to the Lakers. Um, you know, and this meant a lot to him. This meant a lot to him, and it means a lot to the Lakers organization. Because when you sign LeBron James, you know you're gonna at least get to the finals and even win a championship. So this championship means a lot to LeBron, and he needed this. It was a tough year for them and a tough year for the Lakers organization as they lost Kobe Bryant in January, which was the beginning of this 2020 wreck. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, that's where it all started. But he needed that, and I think the sports fans in the country and even the world were very happy to see LeBron James win a championship, because it almost feels like sports are back fully and we're on our way back to normal. So that really meant a lot. And even to people that don't like LeBron James, and there are people who don't, but a lot of people do. You're going to be proud. You're going to be very happy for him, and you're happy for those other players on the team too,
Oh
because
yeah, like Dwight Howard got a ring. Think about
yeah, I
everything
mean,
Dwight's been through.
Dwight Howard, man, I thought his people thought his career was over. When he left the Lakers and he walked in the locker room and left them after they were getting eliminated from the playoffs. But he really made a comeback well. He really turned up his career again. People thought he was going to retire right after that, but he really turned it up and
Yeah, he
really,
went to Houston, Atlanta.
yeah, and he's really made a comeback. I mean, and his attitude has gotten so much better. He really has. He's a good team player. He's good to the community, and the Lakers are very happy to have him. I think he found a new home in Los Angeles.
Good. Andrew's coming on. Andrew Brehm. Yeah, so Andrew,
Yo,
can you explain your name for me? Like, what is Yeezy Andrew supposed to mean?
no, it just sounds cool. It's modern. Easy you hear today is a modern name, so that's why that's why I chose that username. So
What's a 24/7 supposed to mean?
24/7.
Yeah, that's on your name.
Yeah, just 24/7.
Oh, there was no meaning behind it?
Yeah, just 24/7. 24 hours and 7 days a week. That's it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So
So, since we have you on, you're the political commentator of the show. Can you
uh huh.
talk about the upcoming election?
So I think Trump's gonna win. You know, with the mail-in ballot, I think it was all a fraud. I
Yeah.
think it was done to get Trump out, but I think he's gonna win regardless of what happens. And I think after election day, you're gonna hear them say they have some kind of medicine or cure for the coronavirus.
Yeah, they probably will, hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, Trump took the this medicine and he said he felt better from it. Former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie, same thing. He took it, felt good about himself because he had the virus himself.
Yeah, he got released from the hospital too, I saw.
Yeah, Morristown Medical Center in Morristown, New Jersey. And so I'm hoping that, after this is over with, we have that medicine and, we get back to normal life.
Thanks for joining me, Andrew. One last question before we go.
Yes.
What do you think that Andrew Cuomo and the job he did?
I think he did okay. At least he handled the virus pandemic like he handled the health crisis effectively. And, and at least he, spoke very well during his press conferences. However, the thing I didn't like about him was that uh, I didn't like the economic crisis. I think he took a little too long to open things up. And one thing I really hated is that he put all these people in the nursing homes,
Yeah, in
sick
the
people in the
nursing
nursing
homes. That
homes.
killed a lot of people.
Yeah. I think what he should have done is that he should have opened up quicker. He should have still mandated all that stuff if he was really concerned about everyone's health. And I think he should have used like empty buildings, like empty colleges and universities
Yeah,
for
he
the
could
sick
have. It was
people.
summertime.
Yeah, he could have done that.
Students were at home.
Yeah, and he could have used maybe like the local community centers in these towns. He could have done that, but same thing with Governor Murphy. Same thing. He did a good job with the health crisis, but he just did a terrible job with the economic crisis.
Hmm.
And and he did the same thing. He put people in those nursing homes and killed thousands of vulnerable citizens. So
Yeah. So let's do a little prediction before we go because we're going to end in like 4 minutes. Your
okay.
predictions was originally the Nationals, the Pirates to win the divisions. Your World Series pick was the Rays over the Marlins. So that was 50-50.
Hmm.
But with the teams we have remaining, you got the Dodgers, you got the Braves, you have the Rays, and you have the Astros. What is your World Series matchup now?
The Dodgers,
And who?
probably uh, who was it? Braves, Astros, and who else again?
Well, the Dodgers are playing the Braves, and the Rays are playing the Astros.
Astros and Dodgers.
Astros and Dodgers, another
Yeah.
rematch of 2017.
Yes.
All right, let's see if you're right.
Yeah.
Right now, both of those teams are trailing their series, so
Yeah. But you know, next year they got next year. So,
yeah, time
and
will
next
tell.
year I'm gonna tell people 2021 is probably gonna be a lit year. I mean, every
Hopefully,
odd what?
I hope so.
It seems like a lot of odd numbered years I've lived in my life and ages I lived as well. They seem to be better years for me
Yeah.
than the even numbered ages. Maybe because a lot of odd numbered ages have a lot of golden opportunities and meanings to it, I guess. And maybe because my birthday falls on an odd number, maybe that's why
Oh
it's
yeah,
a
that's
good.
right. You turned 21 in 2020.
Yeah,
No,
but
but
also
2020 is an even year.
yeah. But I turned 21 on an odd numbered day as well.
Oh yeah, 25.
No, 21st or
Oh yeah,
21.
that's right. 21st. You had the golden birthday.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right. I remember
So
that now.
yeah, so yeah, so I'm excited. I'm very excited. Very excited. I hope 2021, like I'm saying, becomes a good year. I mean, we thought 2020 was going to be good. I mean, it was good in the beginning,
Yeah.
and then it just went downhill.
Yeah.
Once COVID hit, it was like kaboom, over.
Boom. All right. So now we know why Andrew's name is Easy.
Yes, you do.
All right.
You do.
Easy Andrew 24/7 underscore. Everyone should go follow him. Great political
Yeah,
commentator.
yeah. What else about Cuomo? Oh yeah, and Cuomo's publishing his
Yeah,
he
why
just
would you do
published his
that?
book, and he's gonna send it out tomorrow.
Oh, it's coming out tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow is when it's getting
All
released.
right, Andrew, we're running out of time. Thanks for joining me. We'll do this more often.
Okay, you too.
All right, take care, Easy.
Easy out.
Easy out. All right, thanks for joining me on the Doug Serrao Show. It's been a blast. We actually had two guests today. We had Brandon Schwartz and Andrew Brehm. Great show. Thank you for viewing us.